Hey guys, it's Joey here. I haven't recorded a video in God knows how long. I'm sorry for that. Just been incredibly busy, but also just having a good time, or at least trying to have a good time when I do have some spare moments to myself. Been watching some movies, playing some games, schoolwork, etc. Silent Film Saturday, I can say probably won't come back until December. Just still trying to figure out that whole thing. And it's not that I don't like doing it. It's just doing a video on like a set basis. Just really hasn't been uh, convenient for me, and just even making a video anyway is just weird. Not weird, but like I haven't had time, unfortunately, and that's why I tend to do more audio-based reviews now because it's just a lot easier for me to post those instead of like uploading the footage of my camera to the thing and all that nonsense. But again, I apologize for not uploading anything since August. Literally, the last video I uploaded was my Fan 4-Stick review, which is definitely not only like the worst film I've seen this year, but one of the worst movies or superhero movies I have ever seen. Maybe the worst. I'd rather sit through Batman and Robin or, almost anything, anything more than Fan 4-Stick. I just hope, I really just hope at this point Fox comes up with some type of deal with Marvel. I mean, this movie didn't even make enough money to justify Fox trying to do it again. I know there's a lot more to it than just making money because Fox doesn't want to hand over, doesn't want to hand over a franchise, a franchise that Marvel could turn into another billion-dollar hit. And nobody wants to be that guy, but at this point, I think you just gotta come to some agreement with Marvel or something. I mean, just do it. It's just amazing to me that Fan 4-Stick, Marvel's first family, just all the movies are bad, and the Roger Corman movie, which would be the Batman and Robin of any other superhero franchise, ends up being the best one. That's that's really the worst part of all this, folks. They just keep getting worse. Enough about Fan 4-Stick. I guess some more Roundup stuff from the summer and I guess the whole year. So I'm going to talk about some of the movies I saw this year. Some of them I talked about, some of them I didn't. I guess I'll talk about Age of Ultron for one. I guess I liked Age of Ultron more than the first Avengers, but at the same time, not really. It's kind of a weird experience for me because it feels like a 2.5 hour movie. No, it feels like a 3 hour movie trapped in a 2 hour and 20 minute body, pretty much. The characters of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, while they're probably much more comic accurate than anything at Fox, the Quicksilver at Fox is a lot more fun. And what I mean by that is the one from X-Men Days of Future Past. If you don't know what I'm saying, basically there are certain Marvel characters that both 20th Century Fox and Disney Marvel can use, and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are some of those characters. Ultron, I kind of feel was like a mixed bag as a villain. James Spader's performance is great for the most part, but I just feel sometimes Ultron's motivations were meh. I feel Ultron's look in other media has been cooler and a lot more intimidating. I don't like that they had the mouth move on him. It made him a lot more human, which I guess in some ways made him scarier, but I don't know. I always prefer the classic Ultron design. But that's just more of like a minor fanboy gripe than anything else. And that's really about it. I feel like they don't really. Iron Man 3 doesn't even matter. Like, it feels like the only Marvel films you really need to watch to understand them at this point is everything in Phase 1 and then anything Captain America related. Because it just, like, Thor the Dark World doesn't matter. I guess maybe when you come to Infinity War it'll matter, but Iron Man 3 basically, I don't know, didn't happen. I felt that Tony Stark would have been a much different person in Age of Ultron, but it just kind of picks up like nothing happened. So, whatever. What else did I see? Mad Max was excellent. I already reviewed that on this channel. Really just one of the top 3 movies of the year. Just really, just a great, great action movie. I know people are like kind of like stepping back from it, saying, "Why are we praising something because it's just like a thrilling action movie?" And it's like, well, it's also the things that it doesn't do that makes it a great movie. And when you watch it, you'll understand why. Jurassic World, I reviewed it. It was a lot of fun. I own it on Blu-ray. You know, it's definitely the best of the Jurassic Park sequels. It's probably my top movies of the year just purely for nostalgia, but I would not. By the end of this year, I probably wouldn't put in my top five. Depending on what the rest of the year's like turnout looks like. And I do have faith in The Force Awakens, so there's that. But Jurassic World is a fun time. It has the greatest piece of fan service in the history of humankind. Um, and and then people saying that Chris Pratt should play Indiana Jones. Before I couldn't really see that, but now after watching Jurassic World, it makes a lot more sense. So Jurassic World, that's a lot of fun. Inside Out. Inside Out was definitely in my top three of the year. It's that and Mad Max and another movie I'll talk about later. Inside Out's definitely a return to form for Pixar. The voice casting is great. The script is great. There's a lot of really nice attention to detail with the running gags and like how emotions and your mind works. It's really just brilliant, I would say. And if another animated movie should be nominated for Best Picture, I would definitely say Inside Out should be nominated for Best Picture and should definitely win the Oscar for Best Animated Film. Trying to think. So, other than said, Ant-Man. Ant-Man was a lot of fun. I had a good time with Ant-Man. Paul Rudd was good. I would definitely say I liked Ant-Man more than Age of Ultron, and I wasn't expecting much from Ant-Man because it just seemed like a very troubled production, and it actually felt a lot better than what I was expecting it to be. And I'm glad it's getting a sequel, and the cast is really good. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the Ant-Man. So, what else is there this year? Fanforstic, I already, did that song and dance. Terminator Genesis, I talked about that, and it's really not a great movie at all, in my opinion. If you like it, great. It was just whatever. I just feel like all these Terminator movies are just trying to be Terminator 2 again. And I'll just be honest, Terminator 1 was my favorite. So, like, I like Terminator 2 a lot, but just having every movie be Terminator 2 is kind of annoying at this point. So, October movies. So we got The Martian with Matt Damon, and that's in my top three. Like the top three, and not in any order, would be Mad Max, Inside Out, and The Martian. Just a great movie. It's a nice procedural type movie, nice return to form of Ridley Scott. Everybody's good in it. It's a well-made production. Crimson Peak, it was a fine enough movie. Just don't go expecting it a straight out horror movie. Jessica Chastain steals the show, as well as of course Guillermo del Toro's direction and visuals. I feel bad that it's not doing that well, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. I did miss a couple of movies, but I'm gonna get to those now, I guess. I'm gonna talk about The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Just 2 seconds. I never watched the show or anything, and I really had no initial interest to see it. I saw it with some friends, and I actually kind of liked it. And I have to say, Henry Cavill, I think, pulls off a better Superman here than he does in Man of Steel. Like, he has a personality, he's likable. I don't know, and I could feel like he could play like a good Clark Kent type after watching Man from U.N.C.L.E. Whereas Man of Steel, people give the excuse that, he's not Superman yet. And okay, I can take that to a certain degree, but if you told me his name was like Joe Bob or Superman, that would be the only difference. It's like, all right, whatever. It's this guy, basically. And then in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, fun movie. Good time in the movies. Tom Cruise, he's still got it in terms of those action movies. Say what you will about, his personal life and all of that nonsense. So, yeah, that's really have to say for the movies I can think of off the top of my head. I've seen. Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, the documentary made by John Schnepp about the unmade Superman movie, which was supposed to have Nicolas Cage as Superman, directed by Tim Burton. A really interesting movie. Definitely gets different perspectives, not just the Kevin Smith, famous like story that he tells all the time, but you get John Peters, you get some of the guys who worked in the models, and even Tim Burton himself. So there's a lot of different points of view on there. Plus, I actually got to meet the filmmaker John Schnepp at a con this year, so that was really, really cool, actually. I forgot what I was going to say. But, yeah, so I guess for the rest of the year, obviously, other than Force Awakens, I'm looking forward to that. I haven't seen Spectre yet, but I've been really kind of been seeing mixed reviews on it. It's got like a 62% in Rotten Tomatoes right now. And I was reading an article that it needs to make $650 million just to break even, which to me is just absolutely insane. I think it can do that, but oh man, we'll see what happens with that. And then the Peanuts movie looks good. I might check that out at some point. Good Dinosaur, I'll see, because I like dinosaurs. It's a Pixar movie, so I'll check it out. Creed, sometimes the trailers are but I'm actually kind of interested in the concept of Creed. If you don't know, it's a Rocky spin-off about Apollo Creed's son and him trying to earn his legacy, basically. With Rocky, Sylvester Stallone taking up the sort of trainer role that he's done. That trainer role that has been done by Mickey. In the previous, Burgess married this character in the previous installments. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's really about it for now. I guess I'll talk about 2016 movies another day. I will say that in terms of superhero stuff, I'm most looking forward to X-Men Apocalypse. When it comes to Batman v Superman versus Civil War, I guess I'm looking forward to Civil War slightly more, only because I have more faith in the Marvel movies thus far. But Batman v Superman's been giving me some more faith, somewhat. But at the same time, I can't muster up all that much excitement for either one, pretty much. I'm just really excited for Apocalypse because I'm a big X-Men fan, and Deadpool because that looks like a lot of fun. Like, that's going to be so unlike anything we've seen with these superhero movies before. So, that's really all I have to say for this video, folks. Thank you for, being willing to listen to me just go on and on about this stuff. Hopefully, new video in the future. Also, as a side note, I'm going to try to get to 300 subscribers by the end of this year. I'm at 289, I think. So, if you know any friends who are interested in just any of these videos or any of that nonsense, just, tell them, hey, just send them over, my way. So, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys later.